Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blanks, joined as always by my co-hosts, Brian
All right, buddy.
and Waleed.
What's up, guys?
We're back to talk Paradise, season 8, episode 5. This episode was nuts. There were some dramatic exits immediately, too. It's really wild that I'm not going to start this episode by talking about Salley. And that shows how nuts the end of this episode was. Glad I didn't skip the last 10 minutes. Kira comes back. She's nuts, dead in the eyes as always. Looks like she's always stoned. Says she comes back for Jacob. They'd only spoken a few times. She didn't get his rose. She was coming back to steal him because that's what she does. But he denies her. On the walk out, Romeo, Mr. Sad Romeo, who screwed a bunch of crap up so far in Paradise, starts talking to her. She kind of dead eye talks to him. And they leave Paradise together. Very reluctantly, may I say, by Romeo. He definitely thought about it. He wasn't really sure what he was going to do, then leaves. That was one of the weirdest exits I've ever seen. Brian, I want to get your thoughts then, Wally. Just how the hell was that? What was that?
Yeah, this was another bad episode in my opinion. I just felt like it was just completely producer manipulated. Everything about it just was like didn't seem real to me. Like the Salley stuff I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying any of it. And it's funny that people just believe that Wells' story is 100% true. And like, that's what just like, what's up with these people? And Romeo is just also just a joke.
Waleed.
Yeah, that ending was definitely, I mean, it was just like that moment of silence too when she asked him, like, do you want to leave paradise with me? That moment of silence between the both of them just like looking at each other. It was literally like almost a full minute of silence. I was like, yo, dude, what are you gonna do? And he ended up leave. I knew he was gonna go leave with her because he was gonna go home anyway. Like
no options.
No girl was gonna give him a rose. And you know, I think this just it showed honestly with those two, like just how lonely they both are, and like in everything.
Yeah.
My God, Romeo is just so alone.
He's a sad sap, man.
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel.
I do feel bad for him. He's a loser, but I feel bad for him.
Well, you know, I mean, all over America, all over the Western world, there are so many average guys who are actually like truly lonely. And Romeo is the poster child for a lot of them right there in that
moment. Yeah. So, good luck, Romeo. I'm kind of glad. I'm glad that she did us a service and she took him. And like, we don't have to deal with that. Next, I do want to talk about Salley. So if you do believe this, the on-air lore of Salley, apparently Salley has skipped 3 flights. So has had 4 different plane tickets. She kidnapped a producer for 4 hours in a trunk. And then she finally came to Paradise where I made this prediction, guys. She wasn't going to make it a full episode. She didn't even make it the first hour of the first episode. Welcome, Salley. Goodbye, Salley. Not the first time I've dealt with a Salley walking out on me too early. So you know what? Kick rock, Salley. Never see you again. And probably until next Paradise season where they try to bring her back for 1 episode.
Yeah, I mean, she basically came and then got, Regina Georged by the Mean Girls and on her way out of there. Basically, they come, just, Genevieve and Shanae. I don't even know. I mean, that whole thing just didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, you girls barely know her. You don't know her.
I don't think they really cared about it as much as I think even the edit led on. I do think it is funny now. I know I made the joke last, but I do love that they're best friends now. It's outrageous. What a turn of events that they literally are best for now.
Literally, it's Regina George and Katie Heron. Like that's what it is. Katie Heron, Katie Heron. Like it's literally both.
I mean, good for Shanae. She's got 2 dudes after her. Who knew? Who would have thought? Like they're both dudes a little different, both not bad dudes. So overall, okay for her. What else did I have here that I had as a major point that I wanted to cover for today? Jill and Jacob, the full moon ceremony. I feel like she's just like one of the girls that just like tries to be one of the guys, right? And like they're like, let them have each other. They're weird. They seem like they're more like friends than romantic, but now they're romantic. I guess there's someone for everyone, right?
I guess so. I mean, she seems like a funny, girl with like a sense of humor that And Jacob's kind of like the same way. Like he's just a crazy character who's like all over the place. I mean, I'm glad that he went to her and picked her.
Yeah.
I was actually a little concerned when Kira was talking to him. Like he was with her for like a while, and he was like holding her hand at one point. I was like, is he considering this? Because she's not your match, dude. I mean, I don't think so.
I'd be remiss, Waleed, if we made sure not to pay homage. Pay homage to the Pizza King. The Pizza King has returned. The Pizza King, the reign. There was so many little, if you were listening, lines with him, like about how he owns the chain. He's like, well, my brother gave me the opportunity to, so his brother paid for the pizza chains. Like for a guy that's literally got really not many redeeming qualities. I did write it down. He is humble. If you didn't hear that, he won best eyes in high school. He also, his biggest phobia in life is not living his life. So I guess that means his biggest fear is death. Welcome to the club, guy. Yeah, he also owns a jet ski, a brand new jet ski. So things are going great for Pizza King Peter.
Yeah, with him, I mean, as soon as he walked through and started like grabbing the girls and talking to them, I was like, this guy's just gonna, he's gonna be batting 1,000 here, basically, like with all these girls. There's no way any of them are gonna take him seriously. He had one good conversation to start.
He blew that, man. He did good with Brittany to start, and then
the first conversation with Brittany before he asked her out, it went well, and I was like, hey, man, that's rare for you. Don't ruin it, and he's gonna ruin it. And it's just he's one of those guys. Even on the date, he just constantly talks about himself. Like,
oh my god,
you could tell he's never been surrounded by the right people in his life. Like, whatever group of guy friends he grew up with enabled his shit behavior and never called him out on his bullshit and roasted him. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, you need a dose of reality, dude. Like, if I was his boy, I'd be like, you need to stop talking about yourself. You can't get girls.
Yeah, I would love to see that crew, the crew that goes and rents the boat every weekend. Yeah. I got to go on his Instagram. Yeah, I'd love to see his squad. That's got to be a clown squad at best. Yeah. So I mean, overall, I don't think it was the worst episode. We got eliminated. We saw 2 people leave. We got a huge next week's a big week. We get the split next week. We have like 5 new girls coming in. Like that's gonna be intense. Like I'm looking forward to the shit out of that, honestly.
But you could tell also, like the Bachelor franchise, ABC, like they knew they had to like make something, do like a crazy twist. They're stealing some of
They're just ripping off Love Island. I mean, the whole show's a rip off of Love Island. So I mean, it's fine. Like all good though. But like, hey, that makes sense. It makes sense now why they had this crazy crazy count difference. And I'm really curious how the hell Michael A is going to survive if the rose ceremony's before the split. But I have a feeling that dude's going to survive.
He might, honestly. I mean,
I don't know how.
I don't either. But it's,
they've left that open. Like we have no clue like how this disparity in numbers is going to get solved, because I would be surprised to really see, now 4 people eliminated at once. It's a lot this early. We'll see.
I think they said the disparity is like 12 guys.
It was 5, but now with Romeo leaving, I guess that makes it 1 less disparity. So like should be like a 4-person difference now. Still a big difference. I mean, still a huge difference. I'm enjoying it. I think that like we are now really going to get into the meat of it next week and the week after. We're really going to get like the meat of this season, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what changes come. Big week for reality TV. Obviously, tomorrow night, Wednesday night, is a big night for us. We're going to have the premiere of the Challenge Ride or Dies. We're going to have Survivor. We're going to have Amazing Race. There is also Love at First Lie, an MTV show that's going to be premiering. That's a series premiere, so we'll definitely give that some coverage as well this week. Also, the Jersey Shore season finale is tomorrow on Thursday evening, so look out for coverage for that probably over the weekend. But for myself, Waleed, Brian, the babies, thank you. Peace.